Hello again, Unky Tonks. Now, for those of you who don't understand why I'm wearing this beret, well, a few weeks ago, I found it by chance after thinking I'd lost it for 20 odd years. It was in an obscure side zip bit of an old suitcase. I was overjoyed. So ever since, I've been trying to shape it like it once was in the old glory days. It's not working, so I took a short walk. It's dripping wet, by the way. That's how you do it. You put it in a sink with warm or hot water, and then you tie it around your head with a shemag. I haven't got a shemag. I'm trying my best, but it's not happening, is it? Anyway, this is the old beret I was issued with back in 1997, 98. When I did my basic training. I was lucky because the flappy bit here is not too long. And it reminds me of a story during a regimental muster parade in the regiment. There was a fusilier next to me, and his beret was like proper 1950s, like it looked ridiculous. So the RSM inspecting us, he stopped right in front of my mate, face to face, nose to nose. He says to him, "You meant to stand under your beret, not next to it." I laughed and I was off to jail. That's how it works. Anyway, reform yet again. Now, for those of you criticising me for making critical videos on reform, can you understand where I'm coming from? I've given you enough evidence as to why I've come to the conclusion that Nigel Farage isn't a man. There's just too much going on there now for me to trust them. But will I give them my vote at the next general election? Here's the choice: Keir Starmer or reform as it is. It's got to be reform as it is, isn't it? I'm not happy. I'm not overjoyed, but another 5 years of Labour and Keir Starmer, the country can't afford it. It really can't afford it. My God. Surely reform can be worse. Can they? Now, I've seen a couple of videos by newscasters turned YouTubers saying this is what reform or this is what Nigel Farage needs to do. I know what he needs to do. You know what he needs to do, but he's not going to do it. Because what he needs to do is get rid of Zia Youssef, apologise and reinstate Rupert Lowe, and commit to the mass deportations of foreign criminals and illegal migrants. But he won't do that, any of it, so it's pointless pointing that out. Now, there are huge rumours swirling on X over the weekend that reform or Nigel Farage is going to dump Zia Youssef. He's going to use him as the scapegoat for everything that's gone really bad, and the bad press, the bad publicity, and the people turning against reform, etc. Because he's got a bad temper, apparently. He has the total control over reform. He is a WEF puppet, etc. And that's been debunked. Zia Youssef was never a WEF puppet. That was just a bollocks. But Nigel Farage simply can't get rid of Zia Youssef because Reform Limited is controlled and owned by both Nigel Farage and Zia Youssef. So nothing can happen unless they both agree. So Zia Youssef is going nowhere. Now, to counter everything that's going on, you've got pro-reform people saying, well, reform are riding high in the polls. They're going to take certain seats in the next elections, blah, de, blah, de, blah. But how can that happen when you've got local reform branches being shut down by Reform Central and also other reform branches resigning? The people, the staff who reside in them, who work in them, they're resigning left, right and centre. So if they're doing that and the polls are saying differently, who do you believe? And then we have the Reform membership. Now, I've posted a few pictures of the Reform membership ticker or clicker, whatever it's called, and it was declining rapidly, steeply, going back up and declining. It was fluctuating. It's having trouble catching up with Labour, which has over 300,000 odd members, I do believe. Will they catch up with them? I don't know. I'm not so sure now because of everything that's happened. But saying that, you can't just leave Reform membership by cancelling your direct debits. You have to email them and tell them, listen, I want to resign my membership. And not many people are doing that, but it's hard to because I tried to resign my membership and this happened. It's happening a lot. I'm getting a lot of emails from people and DMs on X telling me that they're trying to cancel their membership, but Reform won't let them. So make of that what you will. And is it really a membership? You don't have a vote on the party policies or the party leadership. It's not really democratic. Rupert Lowe, Ben Habib, and the ones before them, they pointed this out and still it hasn't happened. So is it really a membership or a subscription? I want Reform to act or operate like a political party, and at the moment it's not. It really is like a protest fringe movement. There's no real solutions to anything, and the fact they won't commit to mass deportations of illegal migrants and foreign criminals means that their existence is totally pointless, isn't it? But like I said, you know, if there was a general election tomorrow, sadly the only choice I have is Reform. I can't put up with another 5 years of Starmer and Labour completely raping this country financially, morally, politically, and everything else. I want a Reform Party, but I want a better Reform Party. It's crazy. It really is crazy. The answer is so simple, but they won't do it because they can't do it because their hands are tied, and they tied it themselves. They are quite literally the right-wing version of the Lib Dems, really. Someone you vote for because you're not happy with the two main parties. I want to vote for Reform because I want them to represent me, and I want them to do better than the other main two parties. I want them to completely dominate the political scene and do what I want for this country, what is best for this country. But at the moment, it looks like it's going to be a protest party that'll be in government, but it won't have any policies. It's crazy. It's nuts, isn't it? And yes, I am going to that Reform rally in Birmingham. I think it's on Friday the 28th of March. I'll be there. I'll be wearing this. Come see me, say hello. And I just want to film and get people's feelings about the whole thing. I wonder if everyone who bought a ticket will now actually go. And I want to know why people still support Farage and Youssef and Reform as they do, despite everything that's happened and everything that's been presented to them as proof that maybe, just maybe, these people aren't really for us. I'm just questioning and trying to weigh all that. It's politically disheartening. It really is, after supporting, and I'm just a teeny channel, 150,000 subs. I know that sounds large, but I'm really nobody. But I did what I can to push the cause, and yeah, so disappointing, isn't it? Anyway, there we go. That's my video. I hope you like. Please let me know what you think in the comments as usual. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you at the next one. Roger Trout.